I'm about as wholesome as an OnlyFans page, but there's still some things I wouldn't do. It blows my mind that 4 years ago, the only thing I went on YouTube for was to watch music videos for 80s bands, and how this has changed everything around me to the good for the most part. Coming in, obviously doing the VINwiki's working, filming in the basement, or not the basement, but felt like a basement with the old warehouse. And the thing that a lot of you guys didn't know was, I talked about being this used car salesman, and I was in every sense of the word. But when I was telling you those stories at first, I didn't own a car lot or anything. I was out of the car business. I mean, I bought and sold a few cars. I like to sell, I like to pedal at it. But that grew in, and it tickled me when we made like the first run of shirts. And merch guy says, "You realize you're making shirts for a car lot that doesn't exist." So what do? We start a car lot, Rabbit's Used Cars, and a name that hadn't been called in years. Thanks, VINwiki, for bringing that back. And it's crazy, the whirlwind of just craziness that comes through my place. I don't know if I'm a magnet for it, kind of like it's a magnet for salvage cars. I'm a magnet for just crazy stuff in general. Just we were talking, and we all text. It's like a text chain between all of us, texting all the time, and just some of the random things that go on in this place. And we're riding downtown Greenville, riding a buckle of the Bible Belt. It's funny, the things that happen. I've worked in a lot of car lots. I've seen some crazy customers, and I've seen some crazy deals, but just the random things that happen there, and for everybody that hasn't seen it, my warehouse, I sell collector cars. So it's a little different from a normal car lot. Most car lots, you have a building with cars outside on display. Well, all my cars are on the inside. You don't want to leave nice classic cars sitting outside, so all my cars are inside a big warehouse building. I have a 1,200 square foot Flying A gas station built inside the building, and that's where our offices are and whatnot. And then that's, of course, where we film for our channel and whatnot. But that's, just the beginning of it. But the craziness that happens, and the funny things, that we were talking about before we shot this video, we're opening up, setting everything up, and we had pretty much everything done on the inside, and we were filming, and we use models from time to time in some of the videos. So we have a chick that was blind, which was even funnier, that was walking around the rusty car, and the fire marshal comes walking in. And of course, you see a scantily clad girl walking around a car, a bunch of dudes with cameras. Could look a little sketchy, a little tricky explaining that to him. And he hung around for the rest of it, just making sure, being safe. We have that from time to time. And everybody jokes around if these walls could talk in here already in this building. Had some pretty crazy customer experiences. One that sticks out in the last year and a half. Sold a guy a 56 Ford pickup truck. Just a really cool 50s custom pickup. And he put a deposit on it. He was going to come back and pay. He's a local guy. No big deal. Awesome. Whatever. Business as usual. And as a matter of fact, we had the doors up. It's spring, gorgeous outside. So we had all the bay doors up. And, we're standing around shooting the BS, me and the boys, and waiting on this guy to come pick his truck up, and he was supposed to be here about 30 minutes. Next thing you know, this white Mercedes SUV just comes speeding into the drive and sliding the tires. Goes up and park. Lady gets out. She says, "Where's that son of a bitch at?" And I'm like, "Well, ma'am, you're going to have to clarify on that, because there's a lot of us could be classified under that title." And she named this guy's name. And I said, "Well, he's not here. He's supposed to be picking his truck up." She said, "Well, you tell him I'm looking for him." And she gets in her car and just speeds off. So I will stop this story to tell you another story. I have been married twice. And if anybody in the world knows what it takes to piss a woman off, I do. Two things in this world I'm good at: pissing women off, selling used cars. Gotcha. Those are my strong suits. So, and I know for a fact she was hot. So I do what any good guy should do. "Hey, buddy, truck's ready to pick up. May not want to go home tonight." Well, he comes in, he gets his truck. He actually texts me back and explains. I'm sure it was just a misunderstanding, but I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to sell. He comes back the next day and picks his truck up, and Not sure where he went after that, but it's none of my business either. Moving on, something really funny. We do, like I said, we shoot with models and things like that. And you understand, I'm a used car dealer. I sell classic cars, but at the end of the day, I'm a glorified used car salesman. And I joke about that all the time. I mean, hell, look at our logo. It's like the cheesiest used car lot logo ever, and I love it. But I think the thing that's funny is, I'm about as wholesome as an OnlyFans page. But there's still some things I wouldn't do. And this happened just really recent, actually. So, everybody knows the 80s stuff is hot. 80s is the new vintage. God, it makes you feel old. So I got my 88 Vet. The car I sat in, when I was 9 years old, I ended back with this car in my life, that very car, 30-something years later. And I've had it. And it's just one of those turd cars that I just like. It's a C4 Corvette. It does C4 Corvette things. It squeaks, it pops, it rattles. It's not that fast. It rides horrible. You fall into it. You crawl out of it. The radio sucks. The air works when it wants to. The power windows work when they want to. The dash will go out. You got to smack the top of the dash and it'll come back on. But I love it. It's like my turd. And I just like it for some reason. I just hang on to it. And I've had several people try to buy it and whatnot. But anyway, so I got a message on Instagram from a production company. And it said, Rob, we're interested in collabing with you. And I said, hey, bud, I'm already kind of under a contract with something else with another project. But hey, thanks for reaching out, whatever. I didn't even really look at what it was. Well, they sent me a message back. They said, actually, we just want to use your white Vet and your gas station background to shoot. No reply yet. Let's see where they're at. So they're out of Miami, Florida, and they shoot adult films. Interesting. Like I said, I'm about as wholesome as the OnlyFans page. And I ain't saying some sketch stuff hasn't gone on in that C4 Corvette in its life. But odds are it's never been videotaped. And you got to draw that line. Like I'm pretty greasy. But like gas station gangbang 12 at the RUC, not so much. So needless to say, that never happened. But thank you for the offer. Sounds like a great project. Wish them best luck finding a locale. So the Vet, it's bad enough I've sold cars to porn stars. I don't know about actually shooting them. Of course, they didn't want me in it, obviously. They just wanted the building and the car. Yeah, it's crazy. And that's just a few things, just off the top of my head. It's crazy. All my life, I really thought I'd do anything for a buck. And I officially found something that, I said no to. Kind of proud of myself. I didn't know those morals were in there.
We'd like to thank Auto Tempest for their support of this month's videos on VINwiki. Auto Tempest is the best place to find your next car. Whether it's your dream car or your next project, anything you want to look for, it's the most powerful tool to search all the major listing sites at the same time. They give you much more specific search criteria. They are the supporter of Car Trek, and we cannot thank them enough for that. But this is now their 4th year of sponsoring the VINwiki channel. So be sure to thank them now by checking out the link in the description below to search for your next car. Autotempest.com, all the cars, one search.